From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your afternoon update.
American Door Company has been family owned and operated for over 29 years, supplying Northern California with quality garage doors, garage door openers, and installed with the best service you'd expect from a locally owned company. We serve all of Northern California from Willows all the way up to the Oregon state line. Give us a call today.
Well, we've definitely seen some rain out there. Thunderstorms. There have been at least reports or radar indicated water spouts off the coast of southwestern Humboldt County, kind of north of Shelter Cove. There have been some marine warnings in that area this morning due to the fact that there was at least some rotation being indicated on radar. So certainly a dangerous situation out there, and we could be looking at the potential for more thunderstorms, not just off the coast, but on the coast. And not to mention the valley and many parts of Northern California in general. And on top of that, severe weather, which we'll get into all of that. We take a look at Crescent City out at Harbor District. Definitely have those ominous skies out there. You can see the camera is shaking in the wind. The winds have begun to pick up this morning and will continue to be an issue here through the afternoon. Take a look at those ominous skies out there in Oroville as well. This is overlooking Lake Oroville, North Forebay. There you can see those gusty winds that we're seeing out there as well, and not to mention we're of course seeing that rain as well. We take you out to Trinity Center, where we've got the overcast skies there, and not to mention those wet conditions and most likely looking at those gusty winds as well. Taking a look at Lassen Park, you've got the low clouds. Looks like a little bit of snow out there. That's at 6,700 feet. So, of course, the snow elevation is going to be about 4,500 to 5,500 feet here for today. So, certainly no surprise at the south entrance of the Lassen National Park is looking at snow. So here's what we can expect today. This is what I'm watching here for the day today. Number one, the flood potential. There's going to be the potential for looking at a lot of the low-lying typical areas that see flooding around here that are going to see flooding. Creeks and streams are already swelling up and could reach their banks if not overflow. And in fact, the Sacramento River at Tehama Bridge has already reached the flood stage and has gone into the minor flood stage, but is expected later this afternoon and evening to drop back below that. All right, but we do have snow too. Now, there are chain requirements out there mainly east of I-5, and we could be looking at more of those chain requirements mainly above 5,000 feet. Gusty winds, we're beginning to see that now. This could lead to the potential for some power outages, and these strong thunderstorms, as mentioned, some of them could be severe, which means heavy downpours at times, hail, very strong winds, and it's not out of the question for maybe a funnel cloud or maybe even a weak tornado. So let's talk about that. This is the severe outlook as issued by the Storm Prediction Center in Norman, Oklahoma. What they do every day is they issue these outlooks a few times a day. And you can see the latest is indicating that the green is what we typically are here in Northern California. It is very rare in the time that I've been here. I rarely see the darker shade of green or yellow. That's the category 1, 2, and 3. Very rare that we get to even the category 2 or 3 in here. So we have the potential for severe weather, especially in the valley. Now with that potential, we also have the potential for weak tornadoes. We've got that 2% out in the areas in green, and the brown area here is upwards of 5%. So as you head south into the valley closer to Sacramento, the chances for tornadoes are going to be higher. And that's because we do have those expansive areas where it's flatter and it tends to be easier for tornadoes to develop in those vast flat areas. So, we don't get tornadoes here very often. So it's not really within our frame of mind to really think a whole lot about tornado safety. So here's a quick reminder. There are several different ways in which you can receive the alert types. I would recommend the best way is going to be from your phone. And the Weather NorCal app is a great way to do that. Just make sure you've got notifications set to on, so if there is a tornado warning in your area, you'll get that alert. Now the other thing is make sure the notifications are on is if there is a tornado warning in the area, I will of course record a live segment or go on live, and I will send out a push notification. And then that will take you right to the 24-hour streaming channel, and you'll be able to watch the latest information on that tornado warning. So you're sitting down in your chair, wherever you get that actual notification that there's a tornado warning in your area. So what do? Well, you got to take action, right? And now the best thing to do is find an interior room in your house that does not have an exterior wall from the house. right? So maybe a bathroom that's on the interior part of the home that doesn't have any windows, right? Or even a closet. A closet can be a good location as well. Now, if you happen to have a basement, that is going to be your best alternative. Get down into that basement, and that is the best place to be during a tornado. Again, do we need to be over aware? Of course not, but this is one of those situations where the ingredients are there based on the forecast model data, and we could be looking at the potential for some tornadoes in the area. So we need to be aware of that and take precautions. So here's the area of low pressure responsible for what we're seeing here today. Number one, this right here is what moved through us yesterday and last night, giving us the heavy rainfall. This is an atmospheric river, Pineapple Express, whatever, right? That's the moisture source. Now, we still have a lot of moisture in place. The swirling area of low pressure right here has these disturbances rotating around that area of low pressure, moving into Northern California. You can see the clouds moving in, but if we get enough clearing here this afternoon, that could help aid in the instability factor. And what that could mean is better chances for thunderstorms and severe thunderstorms developing here. But bottom line, we have the chance for severe thunderstorms to develop, and that's something we need to kind of be aware of. Okay, so let's take you into the afternoon today. This is about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. There are the thunderstorms we're seeing in the valley. But again, we could see thunderstorms for the coast and even some of the higher elevations looking at the potential for those thunderstorms. Let's take you into today at 9 p.m. Still looking at that potential for more thunderstorms. So even as we go into the evening hours, we're not out of the woods just yet. In fact, it'll probably continue into the overnight hours. But by tomorrow morning, we're going to start to see it begin to taper off. Looks like maybe some heavy snow off in the eastern mountains. This will create more problems when we're talking about travel delays between 4,500 and 5,500 feet. But notice we're not looking at widespread rain across the area. But Tuesday afternoon, I am expecting to see more showers, more thunderstorms. I don't expect these to be as severe, if severe at all, but we could be looking at the potential for more thunderstorms again for your Tuesday afternoon. Then we go into Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. You see how it's really beginning to kind of taper off a bit. Still looking at the potential for some scattered showers and an off chance for maybe a very weak thunderstorm, but you get the idea. By Wednesday, we're just not seeing as much activity here, but we'll continue to see a chance for a stray shower isolated here through the day of Wednesday into Wednesday night as well. Rainfall totals, when you're dealing with, especially as you go into tomorrow and go into your Wednesday, you're looking at spotty showers. So the forecast rain totals will be changing. This will be morphing as we go through the day today. So just note that I expect to see at least a half of an inch for most of us in the valley, if not over an inch in some areas here. And probably the same here for the coast, but obviously much less as you head off to the north and to the east. There is a flood watch really through Tuesday morning for Trinity County westward and until Wednesday morning for the valley, but you get the idea. The rain that we're seeing here, the ground is already saturated. We will continue to see that rain here over the next couple of days, and that will continue to see those creeks and streams and rivers to rise. There is a flood warning for the Sacramento River at Tehama Bridge until noon tomorrow. We've already reached that minor flood stage at the Tehama Bridge here, so flooding issues are going to be a concern. So what do we do here? Well, if we do have a flooded road, you need to turn around, don't drown. It's always important to remember that just 6 inches of water can move a person. It can sweep a person off of their feet. 12 inches of water can sweep a car or an SUV away. And 18 inches of moving water can move large vehicles and sweep them away. So if you can't see the bottom of the road through the water, just not a good idea to try to pass it. And if they've got barricades there, there's a reason for that, and you need to turn around, okay? So there's those winter weather alerts here, of course, a winter storm warning, basically through Wednesday morning, mainly above 5,000 feet. And of course, where we're seeing most of the chain requirements is east of I-5, but you can see that we are still seeing the potential for some more accumulating snow around Chester and maybe Quincy and Susanville. Got snow levels around 4,500 feet. That's the borderline. So I don't think we're going to see a ton of snow for places like Chester and Susanville, but that, of course, is going to lead to the potential for some chain requirements. Here's 5 p.m. today. I-5 looks okay. 89 doesn't look to be all that bad. Although I would say around Snowman Summit, there's a possibility for some chain requirements. Looks like as we go onto Highway 299, it should mainly be in the form of rain. And not to mention most of Highway 36 west of I-5. But east of I-5, this is where we start running into some issues. Here's a look at Beauregard Ranger Station on Highway 44. Yeah, looks like it's going to be snow up there. We should most likely be looking at snow out towards Cedar Pass here, especially as we go into tonight and into tomorrow morning. As you can see, the conditions may be borderline around north of Mount Shasta as you go just a little bit higher in elevation, not to mention out towards Snowman Summit on Highway 89, but looks like mainly in the form of snow on Highway 299 west of I-5. We may run into a few issues on Highway 36. Sometimes we can start to see some of those chain requirements, and of course east on Highway 36 around Viola and Manzanita Lake, for example, and of course looking at the north entrance and south entrance of the park, and near Chester on Highway 36. So again, conditions may actually get a little bit worse as we go into tonight and early tomorrow morning. Wind advisory and high wind warning is what we're looking at here for all of the areas in blue here. The dark blue, the wind advisory, and the high wind warning for this teal color. Essentially what we're looking at here are gusty winds. We're beginning to see them now. We could be looking at the potential for some power outages as a result. Here we are as we take you through the afternoon, looking at those gusty winds, still upwards of 30 to 40 miles per hour in the valley. And of course, there could be that stray area that could see gusts up to 50 miles per hour, especially some of those higher mountain ridges. As we go into Tuesday morning, still gusty for the coast, still breezy, borderline windy for the valley, and that'll be the case even as we go into the midday on Tuesday. But by Tuesday afternoon, and especially as we go into Wednesday, those winds should start to die down. But you get the idea. Winds very gusty today, and most likely even your Tuesday, looking at those gusty winds as well. All right, so we talked about the potential of rain for today, and of course the thunderstorms here, and tomorrow through Wednesday. As we take you into your Thursday and Friday, I've got my eyes on this area of low pressure right here. Now, based on the forecast model data that we're looking at here, this low pressure system will be far enough east that we could see some showers along parts of the north coast. The European forecast model has this a little bit more to the west, which would keep us dry. Then as we go into Friday, Saturday, it shifts down to the south, and we're looking at those dry conditions, and it will stay to our south, and I don't anticipate to see any rainfall. So I would say that especially for most of Northern California, minus the coast, Thursday should be dry, Friday and Saturday as well. And then I'm watching a storm system up to the north that'll dive down to the south, bring us more rain, and snow levels dropping significantly by Monday. Could drop down to as low as 2,000 feet. Of course, that's a long ways out from now, but certainly something worth watching. Now, we look at the wave heights for today, upwards of 14 to even 16 feet. But as we go through the day on Tuesday, that is, I do expect to see those wave heights to begin to drop. So today, showers, thunderstorms, heavy rain at times, gusty winds. Temperatures only reaching somewhere in the upper 50s, maybe some low 60s in the valley. Looking at mid to upper 40s for most of the higher elevations, and it looks like in the upper 50s to even around 60 along the coast. Let's take a look at your 7-day outlook, and what we're seeing here, of course, is the chance for thunderstorms here. Now, Alturas, Susanville, most likely not thunderstorms, just some showers out there eventually, right? But we're not seeing a whole lot of it right now. And then as we go into your Tuesday, looks like we'll see that chance for showers again. Snow level still around 5,000 feet. Wednesday, still a slight chance for a few isolated showers. And then we dry things out for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then more showers on Sunday. Still high snow levels Sunday, but as I mentioned, by next Monday, those snow levels will drop. Here's a look at your valley. Now, most of the severe thunderstorms will be today. I don't anticipate any severe thunderstorms Tuesday, but there still is going to be that potential. Then still some stray showers, isolated showers through the day on Wednesday, and an off chance for a lightning strike Wednesday, but those chances are going to be much slimmer by then. By Thursday, Friday, Saturday, we're drying things out with more showers by Sunday. And your 7-day outlook for the coast, thunderstorms today and possibly even tomorrow, and then scattered showers. I've still got the chance for showers on Thursday for the coast. Otherwise, inland and Weaverville and Trinity County in general will be dry for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, with more showers by Sunday.